Coming up next, it's G.I. Joe, followed by Batman Beyond on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's more G.I. Joe, followed by Batman Beyond on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Batman Beyond, followed by Boomer Action on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's more Batman Beyond, followed by Boomer Action on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Boomer Action, followed by Sheep in the Big City on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Sheep in the Big City, followed by Mike, Lou, and Og on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's Mike, Lou, and Og, followed by Cow and Chicken on Cartoon.
Coming up next, it's Cow and Chicken on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's the Cartoon Show, followed by Grim and Evil on Cartoon. Coming up next, it's Grim and Evil, followed by Time Squad on Cartoon. Coming up next, it's Time Squad on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's Dexter's Laboratory on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's Cartoon Theater, followed by the new Scooby-Doo movies on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's the new Scooby movie, followed by Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? On Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Followed by The Flintstones on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's the Flintstones, followed by the Jetsons on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's the Chuck Jones Show on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Toonheads on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's Tom and Jerry on Cartoon Network.
Coming up next, it's the Cartoon Top 5, followed by Samurai Jack on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Samurai Jack, followed by the Powerpuff Girls on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's the Powerpuff Girls, followed by Adult Swim on Cartoon Network.